I accidentally bought one of my binge foods that I used when I was binging food. No, it wasn't candy. It was actually this bread. Now, don't get me wrong, the bread is great. It has nothing to do with the bread itself, but I use that to satisfy my binges in combination with a Nutella spread. And I had forgotten about all of that because I don't really binge anymore until I ate the first slice of bread. And it triggered an old pattern in my brain. And now my brain is chasing the effect that the food had. And we're not going to do that. We're going to put some EFT on that. And the glasses come off and we start tapping. And we do this with classic EFT. Even though this bread triggered an old pattern in my mind that I had already forgotten. And it makes me want to binge and crave. And I did a little bit too. And I feel guilty and ashamed for that. I allow myself to release and let that go. Even though this bread reminded me of my old pattern, and I binged a little bit, and it made me feel ashamed, and stressed out a little bit. And it's almost like it's pushing me years back, and remembering all the struggle. I release and let go of this now. Even though this food holds so many memories, especially to when I was like 14, 15 years old, and all the ways that I binged a lot back then, and all the shame and guilt from back then, it is safe for me to release and let go of this now. Top of the head. All the memories that I have connected to this food. Eyebrow point. All the ways that this food makes me feel a certain way and brings me back all these memories. Outer eye. All the ways that I see all these pictures of myself as a 14-year-old in this place that we lived back then, binging on this bread massively. Under eye, all the shame that is connected to that. Under nose, all the sadness that is connected to that. All the ways that my body remembers these memories, these pictures, these scenes in my head. And all the ways that this bread is connected to that. It is safe for me to release and let go of this connection between this bread and these memories. It is safe for me to release and let go between this bread, all the memories between this bread and my wish to binge. Outer eye. It is safe for me to release and let go of all the ways that this has imprinted on my body. Under eye, it is safe for me to release and let go of all the ways that my body remembers these binges. Under nose, it is safe for me to release and let go of all the ways that my body relives these memories by tasting this bread. It is safe for me to disconnect all of these things from my body. And I call at one point, and to let go of the shame, the tremendous amount of shame around the binging. Safe for me to release and let it go. Deep breath. Peace. And we're going to drink some water. Feel into your body. Where does this sit on a scale of 1 to 10? Before that, for me, it was like a 12. I forgot to mention that. Now it's about a 6. How do I know that the 6 feeling is showing up in my body? I can feel that in this area of my body. It's like a pin, a stuck pin, very painful stuck pin. It's blue, like white, cloudy blue, and it's persistent. So we're going to go back into that, make that feeling really strong. Start tapping at the top of the head. This 6-pin feeling in the middle of my stomach. This persistent 6-pin feeling in the middle of my stomach. Eyebrow point. All the ways that my body wants to hold on to this binge food, because binging was my way to regulate my nervous system and to keep me safe. Outer eye, all the ways that my body has its ways to feel safe and regulate itself, regulate its nervous system. Under eye, thank you, body, for having these mechanisms to keep me safe. Under nose, for having these mechanisms to regulate my nervous system. Chin point, all these binges serve the regulation of stress. Collarbone points, and emotions that were so hard to deal with. Thank you, body, for having ways to keep me safe. I know the bread served us well. All the ways that my body used binging to regulate my nervous system. Outer eye, thank you, body, for having a way to keep me safe. Under eye, all the ways that my body found a way to regulate my stressful emotions. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. And it is safe for us to let that go. It is safe for us to let that go. Take a deep breath. And have a sip of water. Check back in with yourself. Before that, it was a 6. Now we're at a 3. And we're going to do one more round because ideally we want to be under 2 in your numbers when you check into yourself. So really focus and maybe take the binge eating food into your hand, maybe smell it, like really give this a whiff, and maybe even put some in your mouth and see how that makes you feel, like so you get all the aspects of the problem. See, it's already not smelling great for me anymore. The smell, however, it still does trigger memories, and so would probably the taste. And I made it a 4, and I used that to really get into the deep nooks and crannies of that binging with this bread in particular, and the times when I used that, the memories that I used that, in the memories that I used that. So deep breath. Feel where you feel that in your body, and I can already tell the pin is gone. The pictures have changed. It's a 3 to 4. And we're going to start tapping at the top of the head. All the ways that the pictures have changed, and all the ways that the smell of this bread made the numbers rise again. Eyebrow point, all the ways that my body remembers this. Outer eye, all the ways that my body remembers the binges. And what it remembers even more is the painful times when it happens. Under eye, I remember that I was very lonely during that time. I was a very lonely teenager during that time. All the ways that I was hurting from my parents' divorce. And all the ways that my body utilized the binges, and especially this bread with Nutella, to soothe me and to give me some sort of joy. I release and let go of all of that. All the aspects, all the memories, all the ways that I know how the Nutella tasted in combination with the bread. How the bread felt in my mouth with the Nutella. And how all of these sensations helped regulate my nervous system. And all the ways that made me feel good in the moment and terrible afterwards. Because there was always so much shame after having a binge attack. And how all of this made me feel so helpless, because I felt so helpless in this time in my life. Everything felt so out of control. I felt so out of control. And so I used this bread with the Nutella spread to feel a little bit in control. And to soothe my body and my feelings from my parents' divorce and the loneliness. and all the ways that has imprinted on my body, and all the ways this is still active in my body as a memory today, so many years later, including all the shame that came with after the binges. It's safe for me to release and let it go. And we're going to go one more round. It is safe for me to release and let go of this now once and for all. Safe for me to release and let go. It is safe for me to release and let go now once and for all. I'm allowing myself to let go of every aspect of these memories, however that imprinted on my body, however that was saved in my body and stored in my body. It is safe for me to release and let go. We're going to tap on the rib points. Safe to let go. Safe to let go. Add underarm. Safe to let go. Deep breath. Tap on your hand between your ring finger and your pinky finger. Hum happy birthday. Deep breath. And drink some water. And then check back in with yourself. Where are you at with this tapping routine? For me, it is a 2, and that's where we want to be. So I will do one more round just for good measure, and then it should be below a 1. I hope this helps. Leave me a thumbs up if that helped you. If you have questions, put them in the comments. I'd be happy to hear from you.